You know, when people say the brain is fried, cognitive science suggests they're not entirely wrong. And you know, when people say that life is falling apart, life usually isn't. Sleep is. I know this too well because I am an experienced overthinker, a pessimist, and a bit of a perfectionist. Anxiety and insomnia are my best friends. For some reason, my brain seems to believe that the best time to plan my life, regret my past, and rehearse every possible detail of whatever I'm going through is at night, just before sleep, or better yet, in the middle of it. So yes, my brain is fried. It feels as if my CPU is burning not because I am processing something important, but because I have forced my mind to store too many unfinished things in its RAM. But the mind is not really a storage device. It functions more like a screen. It is meant to help me see, focus, and decide, but I had left too many windows open. So at night, when the room became quiet, the screen lit up again, not with insight, with residue. A message I had not answered, a document I had not opened, a plan I had not defined, an idea I was afraid to lose, a future I kept naming but never breaking down. None of them was dramatic, but together they formed a kind of background noise, and apparently sleep became the first casualty. In Getting Things Done, David Allen calls these open loops, anything that has your attention but has not been captured, clarified, or placed where it belongs. The mind becomes stressed when it is forced to keep track of those open loops. They may be large life projects or tiny unfinished tasks. The size is not the point. The point is that they are unfinished, quietly consuming attention. So yes, somehow a productivity book cured my insomnia. Not by teaching me how to work harder or become even more productive, but by teaching me to build an externalized brain, outside my body, giving my thoughts somewhere else to live. Find a place, write it down, an app, a notebook, a piece of paper. The place itself does not really matter as long as it is somewhere you trust. What matters is that the thought is no longer floating inside your head. This technique resonates with me even as I am making this video. I get inspired every day here, there, and everywhere, and I do think many of these fragments are good ideas, but I do not always bother to think them through or organize them in a more orderly way, so I just keep recapturing them again and again. Before every episode, I begin writing them down. Some are clarified, some are explained, some are woven together, and equally important, some are deleted. After I upload the episode, I often stop thinking about it because I know the idea has been properly placed somewhere else, outside my body but safer than mood, more stable than memory, and more reliable than my brain at 2 a.m. That sounds simple, but writing can still feel strenuous, even bureaucratic, so begin small. I still remember the day I finished reading Getting Things Done. I did the smallest possible version of this. I simply typed, "Think about this another day." That was all, but it magically helped. However, giving a thought a place is not enough. It also needs a shape, because a thought can be written down and still remain vague. Fix my life, build my career, become better, figure out the future. These phrases sound serious, but they are too large to act on, too vague to fight, and paralyzing for that very reason. It is like charging into battle before you have found the enemy. All that force and nowhere to land. That is why the question David Allen keeps asking is not heroic but practical. What is the next physical action? Not fix my life, but just open the document, write the first sentence, send the message, book the call, read one page. Once a thought is broken down to that level, it becomes surprisingly reassuring. Beyond that level, I do not have to worry yet because I cannot act there yet. Within that level, I do not have to worry either because it is manageable. It is no longer a life crisis. It is just the next step, and then a matter of time. Your mind relaxes only when it believes the thing will return at the right time in the right place without needing to be remembered every night. That was what made this externalized brain such a relief. It made me less haunted by unfinished thoughts, and it taught me something uncomfortable. Maybe I was not thinking too deeply. Maybe I was just thinking repeatedly. What I called overthinking was not profound. It was unprocessed, unfinished, reloaded again and again. like too many hidden tasks left running, occupying mental bandwidth until my psychic RAM was full. And once I understood that, sleep became less like a battle and more like a handover. On the night I externalized my brain, I didn't solve my life, not in the slightest. I simply gave my loose ends somewhere to go. I closed my laptop. Finally, my mind shut up. I slept.